Have you ever wondered about the paradoxical nature of symbols? Why a simple circle can represent concepts as vast as unity, infinity, and perfect void? How the human mind has tried to grasp such concepts through mythology, and how these symbols remain as relevant today as they've always been, not only in religion and art, but in self-awareness and our internal processes, in dreams and fantasies. Take, for instance, the circle. As long as humans continue to exist, the circle will represent wholeness. It's the primordial entity that sustains itself, the very essence that has passed through paradoxes and manifests itself in circles and mandalas, as the work of Carl Jung and his school have shown in both normal and pathological individuals and children. The Ouroboros, the ancient symbol of a serpent eating its own tail, is a symbolic representation of the dawn of consciousness, reflecting the primal infancy of all humanity and of every child. The power and reality of the Ouroboros reside in the collective level and are renewed in the psychic structure of every human being. It functions as a transpersonal factor, a stage of existence before the development of the ego. The reality of this symbol is renewed in every childhood, and the child's experience in this pre-ego state treads the same path that all humanity has walked. The seed of ego consciousness exists in the Ouroboros and awakens. The ego attributes this developmental stage, the dawn of consciousness, to itself, even though it hasn't experienced itself and can only grasp the concept of what existed before it in a symbolic way. This is a time of existence in a paradisiacal garden before the awareness of the ego. The womb is the first place where human consciousness begins, and it's where the ego is completely united with the world, feeling total fulfillment, unity, and wholeness, without awareness, because it is still just a nucleus. It participates in the pre-birth knowledge of the world. In this state, everything was and always will be. The symbols of time, day and night, sun and moon, do not yet exist. They are still contained in the circle. This prehistorical state isn't time but eternity, not space but infinity. The question of our origin has two answers. The first is the circle, and the second is the mother's womb. It's vital for all psychology, especially child psychology, to understand this symbolism. The Ouroboros appears as the container, the mother's womb, but also as the union of masculinity and femininity, where the parents of the world are still united. It's important to understand that we're dealing with symbols of origin, not of sexuality. The question we and the mythologies deal with is the question of the origin of life, spirit, and soul, not of psychosexual development. Primitive humans didn't have deep philosophical questions, but mythology, as the product of the collective unconscious, comes from the depths of the primitive soul to their consciousness. Mythology rises from the depths and answers the question of the soul's origin, even though no ego or consciousness has formulated and asked these questions. The origin of the soul is in the womb, which is both a collective, universal experience of humanity and a stage every individual in humanity goes through. In conclusion, symbols play a crucial role in understanding paradoxical concepts. They provide a means of interpreting and expressing ideas that are difficult to articulate. They offer a language that transcends the limitations of spoken words, enabling us to delve into the profound mysteries of existence. From the circle to the Ouroboros, these symbols continue to shape our understanding of the world and ourselves.